Hi, I'm Justin Jensen, and welcome to my channel. It's not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust, sweat, and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs and may fall again and again, because there is no effort without error or shortcoming. Teddy Roosevelt. Hello, my diamonds and pearls. How is everyone doing today? Hope you are well. It's good to see everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. September 27th, 2022. We're almost into October. Here we go. So, we're going to be talking about a case tonight. Debbie Collier, and lots of strange things going around it. We've all have our theories. We're going to do a study session. I have the basics, but we're going to figure this out together, and then we'll move forward on this case from this. So while you are just coming into the room, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up for me, I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. It is a free way to help the channel out. So thank you so much. Yes, so I did a little bit of studying on this this case, and we're going to go through it all together. Bear with me one second. I'm going to go through it all. Okay, so there we go. All right, so YouTube was kind of dead this evening, so I don't know how many we'll have in the room today, but we will always have the replay people, so thank you so much, replay group. I appreciate it. You don't know much about this case. You know, Amy, the thing about this case, it's very interesting. I haven't been able to find much other than the main media. There's not a whole lot on Twitter. I didn't see a Facebook group. So I'm sure as this case, matures, the investigation matures, especially if it goes on further and there's not any arrest made, I am sure that there will be more information definitely that comes out. But thank you, Rizzo, for gifting 5 memberships. Thank you so much.
You can take that to the
Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. So let's talk about it. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate the membership. Thank you. And tomorrow we are going to be doing a members live only. I owe it to my members. I really do. It is going to be on Havana syndrome, which is a very strange syndrome that is happening to our government officials. It's very weird. So, and it's fascinating, and we need to figure out what's going on with this. So, yes, thank you so much, Obsessed with True Crime. Thank you. I appreciate you supporting the channel. Thank you. All right, so let's start. So, let me find my notes here, if I can. Okay, so Debbie Collier, she's 59 years old, and she is from Georgia. She is married to a man named Steven, and they have a daughter. Her name is Amanda. She's 36 years old. And she has said that she lives with the Colliers. Now, Debbie and her husband, they did sleep in separate bedrooms. However, thank you so much, Rizzo's wife, for gifting 5 memberships. Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, Amy, for your super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you, September. Good to see you too. Good to see you all. Thank you. So, yeah, they slept in different bedrooms. It was mainly because she said her husband snores, and anyone who has like sleep apnea or anything, you can relate. You know what it's like sleeping with someone who's snoring. And so this was the morning of September 10th, I believe. It was September 10th. And her husband wakes up and he's getting ready to go to work. And, he just leaves out and then he goes to work. So he doesn't see or talk to Debbie that morning, but he does see her van that is outside. And this is a van that has been rented because I think Debbie had like a minor accident, a little fender bender, and hers was in the shop. So let's see here. Thank you, Suzanne. Thank you so much for becoming a member. I appreciate it. Thank you. So Debbie's husband doesn't see Debbie that morning, but he sees the van outside. Now later that day, the daughter Amanda, she gets this very specific number, a Venmo, $2,385 to be exact, at around 3:15, 3:17 in the afternoon, and this was Venmo. And Debbie wrote a weird message saying they aren't going to let me go, and there is a key under the flower pot, which, to be honest with you, a lot of people puts their keys under flower pots or, in different areas. But I mean, can you imagine the panic that you would be going through to, your mother or anyone you love, sending you this odd amount of money and then saying they, meaning plural, aren't going to let me go, and the key is under the flower pot. So Amanda, the daughter, says this really freaked her out, which it would anybody, right? Thank you so much, Nanook. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So Amanda, she's automatically freaked out. She immediately calls her mother, she says. And of course, Debbie does not answer. So Amanda, the daughter, says she goes straight to the police in a frantic, and she, she doesn't know what is going on with all of this weirdness. There's a lot of stuff that surrounds this case that is mysterious, and it's very out of the ordinary that Debbie would ever do anything like this, according to her family. And Debbie seemed like a very happy person. Now, Amanda says that Debbie left with only her debit card and her driver's license, which is an interesting combo. Usually, a woman will take their purse and their cell phone, particularly. Nobody goes without their cell phone anymore. Nobody goes. It's like almost like another limb. As sad as it is to say, it's like another limb. But Amanda says she only left with her driver's license and her debit card, which to me is very interesting, because how does she know if her mom left with just her debit card or just her driver's license? After this cryptic message says there's a key under the flower pot, which tells us that Amanda has not been living there, because from what I understand, there was a little bit of strain in the household between the relationship with the two. Now, hold on one second. Pardon me. So the police called the satellite radio. As you know, when you get a rental, most of the time it has satellite radio, and they're able to track, obviously, satellite radio. And they gave Amanda a vicinity that the van was in, which Amanda thought it was very strange. She says it was about 60 or 65 miles north of where they lived. So the police told them the vicinity of where the van was. Now, Amanda ended up finding the van. And when she pulled over, she says immediately she was hysterical, and the police arrived shortly after. Rizzo, thank you so much for gifting more. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. You're very kind. Thank you. When they looked in the van was spotless. It was clean. There was nothing in the van. There wasn't a debit card. There wasn't a license. There was nothing to indicate of really any person even driving the van. Potentially, allegedly, it could have even been cleaned. Usually if you have a car, you have an umbrella, or you have, papers or something in the van or in your vehicle, and there was none. Now, they looked a little bit further in front, like the van was parked in a little area, and right in front of the van, just maybe a few feet out. I don't know, like maybe 20 feet out or so. The probably more than that. I don't know how long. I don't know how many feet, but just a little piece out where the woods met. They found a blue tarp, and they found a tote bag. I believe it was red. And so that immediately kind of set the more suspicion. Thankfully, the police was already there. They called in um, a lot more police at that point. They further investigated and saw down a bank. Uh, they found Debbie kind of down a hill, and they had seen where there had been something burned. And let's just go ahead and give a trigger warning. If you're sensitive to these things, please come back a little later, or um, you know, come back at a later time if you're very sensitive to these things. So they did find like a burned area, and they found Debbie that appeared to have been burned in just different parts around her body. And specifically, I think they said like her stomach or torso area, maybe. And she had been appearing to grasp onto a tree branch, and she was completely nude. So the police immediately uh, secured and processed the van and the scene. Let's see here. So her daughter says, she knew something was up from the moment she got that Venmo, and that especially that kind of amount of money. I mean, if you have kids, you're all the time giving them money, it doesn't matter how old they are, it seems like. So, Debbie would give Amanda money, but it would never be something this large whatsoever, right? And let's see here. So, again, Amanda says that Debbie left home with just her debit and credit card, and her debit card and her driver's license. And again, we go back to how would she know that? She was not staying there that night, particularly. And how would she know that her mother left with something, specifically two things, if she hadn't been at the house? The second thing is, how did she, it's like, where is Debbie's phone? Because we don't know where Debbie's phone is. And we don't know did she send the Venmo on her phone? Meaning, did Debbie send the Venmo of the 2,000 some dollars from her phone, or did she send it from someone else's phone? Now, I can say that if I had a phone in my hands and I was being kidnapped or forced or anything, I would not be sending money out. I would be dialing 3 digits, and that would be 911. Now that's, everybody is I mean, maybe she have been forced, but we still don't know where Debbie's phone is. Now, in my opinion, I think Debbie did take her phone, because if she left with her wallet and she left with, or sorry, not her wallet, if she left with her debit card and she left with her license, I'm pretty sure she's not going to leave her phone. Now, Debbie was spotted at a Family Dollar right before she went missing, and it is in the area of where her body was actually located. Now, the police should be able to contact Venmo and see either Venmo or the phone company or the manufacturer to see what phone the Venmo was placed from. If it was placed from, a phone that the account, whenever you get a new phone and you have to re-download all your apps and everything, you have to, you know, what is it? Identify yourself. So it would be interesting to see if Debbie actually sent this from her phone, or did she send it from someone else's phone? Let's see here. Yeah, I just don't see Debbie sending $2,000. Oh my God, guys, y'all are. Mandy Lane, thank you. God bless you, honey. Thank you so much. And Rizzo, thank you. Rizzo, thank you. Y'all are so good. I love this membership option that you can gift people memberships. It's it's an act of kindness, and for people who can't afford it at the time. And trust me, I've been there. And not only that, it's an act of kindness for the individuals that you're gifting it for, and it's an act of kindness for you're giving to the creator as well. And it's so it's just a nice thing. That's all I can say. It's just very nice. So thank y'all. um all right, where was I? So let's see here. So let's talk about Debbie's daughter, Amanda. Now, Amanda has been I'm just going to say allegedly, because I actually haven't, I've got her report right in front of me, but I haven't looked deep really into it yet. That's why we're calling it a study session. We'll learn together. Amanda has allegedly been arrested for controlled substances. And from what I understand, hold on one second. It's Marissa. Hello?
Justin, are you live?
Yes.
Did you know that Science Girl is planning a fucking bunch of creators to come up there and bash me tonight at 9 o'clock?
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Where at?
on her fucking channel.
I mean, one second. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I tell you, the world needs more love. It really does. Really does. Just amazing. Oh, Kimmy, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Kimmy. So, so sorry. All right. So, talking about um, Debbie's daughter, Amanda, she has been allegedly arrested on drug charges and she has struggled with drugs for the last several years. She has been charged allegedly with uh, meth. I believe it was meth. And so yeah, it's kind of crazy. Now her Amanda, she has a boyfriend, and he is a winner chicken dinner. Let me tell you. So let's find where this. I've got a couple little things here. We're gonna play. All right. There is. We're gonna. This was a recent video. I think it's recent, fairly recent video. 9/4/21. So it's been in the last year. So it's semi recent, I guess you could say. Of him talking to the police. Hello, Justin. Grandma Rose here. I just love your channel. Oh, thank you, Grandma Rose. I appreciate you, honey. So he has been through some struggles himself, we're just going to say, and he will tell you more about this. He's irritated at Amanda in this video, and apparently Amanda, yeah, the video is a year old. This video particularly is a year old. Now we're going to show some more recent videos, but this one is a year old. All right.
Taking money from my card, and I haven't researched. She's still been taking money from my card, and that's the only reason we've had any contact. Because every week she takes $500 or $600 from my check, and I just don't see how that's right. She goes and does dope with my money. Like now I made over $30,000-$40,000 this year, and I'm completely broke because she spent it all on drugs. There's clothes in the house that is mine. It's tell me what happened.
Look how he constantly crosses his arms. You can tell he's definitely very uncomfortable, and he's just very uncomfortable. You just feel like there's something more up. I don't know, like he's a sly little booger.
I asked for my clothes, and she said I needed to leave. I mean, I just got here. I didn't have anything on. That window is good. Can I just leave if she's not going to give me my stuff? I really haven't.
Justice Cheney, um, this is Debbie's daughter's boyfriend.
I mean, let's try to figure out what's going on. I think somebody go over this early. I'm saying, I mean, I like stuff. done anything that they're saying. I mean, they've already made false charges against me. They're all talking through the door at each other. So, but I mean, if she wants me to leave, I'll leave. I didn't know. All right, man. Let's go.
Just stand by with me so he can talk to her. What's your name?
Andrew.
Andrew.
I just want to be done with her.
He keeps saying that he wants to go. Can I just go? Can I just go? And he's like, just hang tight for a minute. And then he asks his name, and then he's like, Andrew.
Oh, she's been cheating on me. She's been doing drugs. I've never done any drugs in my life.
Have y'all had police involved?
Georgia.
In y'all's business?
Yeah, and that's why I'm trying to get my money back because we're not supposed to have contact, but she's taking $500 each check.
Why aren't y'all supposed to have contact, Andrew?
Because
Is there like a court order?
I guess so. I don't know. I went to court a while back, but
Did you get arrested?
I've been arrested before. Well, the last time I got arrested was because they.
Thank you, Mandy Lane.
Take that.
Thank you, my dear.
The issue is here. I don't know why I'm so unliked. This girl got hit by a car, and I'm taking care of her. I don't know what the problem is.
Let's get in the shade.
I was just like to. I mean, I work hard.
Where do you work at?
Williams-Sonoma.
Williams-Sonoma. Okay.
I just want to know why it's okay for her to steal $600 a week from me, and I can't do anything about it.
It's not okay. So we're here now. So
Because last time I went to court, I mentioned that, and
what they say.
I mean, well, they pushed it back till another day. So like,
How does she have access to your money?
well, long story short, when we were together, my phone broke. Long story short, I mean, she's manipulated me into all the where she could have all my money, basically do whatever she wants to me, kick me out whenever she wants, basically just do whatever. And it's okay because I'm a man. There's nothing I can do about it, like other than just let her do it or leave.
But how does she? I'm asking.
Well,
How
long
does
story short, I didn't have a phone because my phone broke, so it was the dumbest mistake I ever. We linked our cards together so she can send herself money from my card. So, I mean, the first person to touch my money is her, and it's usually $500 or $600.
Where do you work? So how do you get paid through your job?
Well, I just recently switched it to a paper check, so she couldn't do that, and
Okay. So you kind of took care of that problem.
yeah, but I mean, it's still $3,000-$4,000 that.
You know you got to go to court for something like that. If she's not willing to give you the money back, you got to take her to court, a civil court, because y'all live together. So it's a civil issue.
Well, we don't live together anymore.
Y'all did though.
Okay.
So
I'm
since
just trying to figure out because I told her like, hey, don't take any of my money. I'm staying at my grandma's, and then all of a sudden.
Okay. So that is the boyfriend. That's the boyfriend a year ago. 1 year ago. Now, recently, there is another video of him. It's a very short video, but he is talking about how he doesn't feel safe. And notice, this is recent. He's got his arms closed again. It's a very short video.
Do you suffer from ingrown hairs, excess oil, sensitive skin, or mouth?
Stuff in front of our back door and our front door because
Yeah, no,
we
I'm
didn't
not.
have anything to do with this, so we're a little scared ourselves.
No,
We have nothing to do with this, so we're just
no, I know. I bet.
ourselves at this point.
You are.
It's stuff front door because
Yeah, no,
you
I'm
didn't
not.
have anything to do with it.
See those arms folded? It's like we secured our front door and our back door because we didn't have nothing to do with this. Why is he standing out in the middle of the road? Am I like the only one noticing this? Because I just feel like he's standing out in the middle of traffic.
So we're a little scared ourselves.
No.
We don't have nothing to do with it, so we're just
No, I know. I bet.
ourselves at this point.
That's odd to me. Is it odd? So this, because he is high AF, very sus. So there is people saying, so Andrew has received and he has pled guilty to 3 counts of disorderly conduct charges, and he received probation for domestic battery involving Amanda, his girlfriend, which is Debbie's daughter, who was murdered. So he pleaded guilty to 3 counts of disorderly conduct charges and received probation for domestic battery involving Amanda, who was the mother of 59, who's the mother of 59-year-old. And also Debbie, she was in real estate as well, by the way. I forgot to mention that earlier. So this little guy here, he's got battery charges, domestic battery charges against him. There has clearly been drugs in his family, to say the least. Or in his, around him and Amanda. But now people are saying that Debbie's vehicle, the van, was seen a day earlier at the location of her final resting place, I guess you could say. And here is a recent picture of the guy, and this is Amanda, who they are denying that they are involved. So it's very interesting. Very, very interesting. Let me. Someone made a good point in the chat earlier that if actually the father, not the father, sorry, if Debbie's husband was, if the van was actually missing the day before and Debbie's husband said, oh, wait, I saw her van there that morning, then he would have to be lying, because he said he saw the vehicle there that morning before he went to work. Now, there is rumor, there is speculation, and there are people coming forward saying that that van was there sitting, because you could see it right along the highway there. You could see, people going to work back and forth every day, saying that they saw that van there an extra day. So who is it? Who's lying? I'm sure authorities know by now, because they would have to, with the satellite radio. So just interesting, very, very interesting. Here is where the van, this is the actual van. And just right off in this area, like literally right off in this area, is where they found that red tote in a tarp. So her body was most likely in this car, as far as, or I mean, they could have transported her in another car, or they could have done it right there. They could have killed her, outside. It's very sad. Can y'all see this? Make sure y'all can see this. Okay, perfect. Uh-oh. Bear with me 1 second. Okay. A K-9 team located the woman's body nearby, it says. Okay. They immediately treated this as a homicide because the way she was found, obviously. I mean, someone burning the body, it's as if they're trying to hide some type of evidence, or sometimes people will try to cremate a body and they realize that it is not something that is easily doable under normal temperatures, normal fire temperatures. It is something that takes, by just a basic fire, it takes multiple hours. So the only reason I was thinking she was killed in the spot she was found, she was gripping. I know, Sticky, that's a very good point. She was gripping to a tree. I just hate to think of anybody being burned and being alive. Yes. Just something terrible. Absolutely terrible. Someone needs to create a Facebook page for Debbie, because there's nothing out there yet. There's just not a lot. And this was September 10th. Surveillance video shows Debbie Collier carrying a large black purse and keys as she enters the Family Dollar store in Clayton, Georgia on September 10th. Hold on. I got to check something. Let me think about this for a second. What day did she go missing again? Okay. So this is Debbie on September 10th. She couldn't have went missing the day before, could she? Because this is September 10th. The cam shows September 10th. And right? Am I getting this right? Because it was September 10th. Okay, her remains were discovered September 11th near the burnt remnants of several items she brought at the store, including a blue tarp, red tote bag, and paper towels. Police quickly deemed it a homicide and ruled out both kidnapping and suicide. Now, this is, I forget his name. I'm going to call him Little Bo Peep. Andrew, Little, Little Bo Peep. So this was at the Family Dollar on September 10th. She was found on the 11th. However, Collier was seen on a video with her purse at the Family Dollar store. She had her purse with her. And her last suspected phone activity, the Venmo payment, came 9 minutes after she left. So listen to this, guys. Listen to this. As soon as she checks out of this store and she's getting her stuff, right? 9 minutes later, she writes that message that says that they're not going to let me go. Here's some money, and the key is under the flower pot at home. Some people think that she was actually going in there to buy the stuff that they were going to kill her with, like the tarp, the plastics, and that kind of stuff. Because 9 minutes later, she sent out that text message. I mean, how do we know she sent that message? Well, I mean, I guess they know it's A, from her phone. But B, 9 minutes later, either her or her kidnapper sent that message, right? Nine minutes after she literally leaves this Family Dollar, that is when the Venmo goes out. That is when the message with Venmo, you can write a note with it, and it says, they're not going to let me go. Here's your money. Here's some money, and the key is under the blue flower pot at home. No, I do not think this was a mental break whatsoever. Not at all. Not at all. And I think there is way too many red flags, in my opinion at least, for this to be any type of mental break. First of all, how are you going to, you're just not going to burn yourself like that and do all that stuff. You're just not. Was she in her van? If so, there is a button on the rear view that contact the police. I can show you. She was driving her van. It was technically not her van. It is a rental. So she wasn't probably very familiar with this. So now this Family Dollar is near, in the vicinity of where she was found. In my opinion, this is a more than one person job. Yes. 9 minutes later, it rolls out. Now, what we need to know is who else was in that van, or what happened, who followed her, or what within 9 minutes of her leaving. 9 minutes of her leaving. Okay. Before her remains were discovered, she had been given an approximate location to the vehicles by Athens Clarke County Police. Arrived at the scene in a hysterical state. Okay, I've already told you all this stuff. Investigators said Collier's death happened between the time when she left the Family Dollar store at 3:09 and when investigators found her remains at 12:45 p.m. the next day. Now, to me, we know that the Venmo went out 9 minutes after she left the Family Dollar. So I think it was literally right after that, in my opinion. But they're saying from 3:09 p.m. to 12:45 p.m. the next day. Police have not publicly named any suspects or person of interest. They have a rocky history of police with numerous domestic violence stretches back to 2020. Last year, police arrested him in front of his lawn after he allegedly showed up and banged on the door over a dispute over cash. Now, Bearden and Gingrich, which is Andrew and Amanda. Now, they were both known to do drugs. They both have charges against them. And in my opinion, they are suspect number 1. My opinion. So they arrested him last year. When we saw that video that I showed you guys earlier, that was actually, they arrested him right after that. He told investigators that she was looting his paycheck on a weekly basis, taking $500 or $600 at a time, authorities said. They told him the matter should go to civil court and arrest him for violating a no contact order. Police served a search warrant at the same residence on September 14th. Records obtained by Fox Digital News shows the court appears to be living together once again and had been spotted together numerous times since last Thursday. So Andrew, Little Bo Peep is what I call him, and Amanda, they are back together, and they were back together before Debbie went missing. They both have really big violence in their history, right? So that is something to be very suspect on. Let me see here. I think we've got the video of. Give me 2 seconds. Guys, if there's anybody in Florida or if there is anybody friends, families, anywhere, we are thinking of you, we are praying for you, and we are wishing everyone safety. If you guys, which power will be going out in a lot of areas, please remember, every single time there is a hurricane, unfortunately, people, they do survive the hurricane, but when the electric goes out, they will end up putting their generator inside their home. Never do that, please. Always put your generator outdoors. Always. There is never an exception, ever. Please put your generator outdoors. They are made for outdoors. So many people die for no reason just because of carbon dioxide poisoning. So please, the generator always goes outside. Praying for everyone for sure. Okay, where was that? Trying to find that video of where. Bear with me 1 second. Now, I'll show this one for now. There's a threat. There was a threat against bear with me. Damn, where is it at? Okay. This is brought to you by BigIndieNews.com. I will hurt them, end quote. Chilling note that threatens violence against Debbie Collier and family revealed. Now, this is just a piece of paper, and the note says, "Have a nice life, you lying ass. You know what? Don't ever contact me again. If you or your family ever come near me again, I will hurt them. I'm not stupid. Here's your something." So thank you so much, Becca.
You can take that to the bank.
How old is the daughter? Is her birthday 2/3/85 same as AMT? She hold on, let me see her age. She's yes, she's 36 years old. 36, yeah. 36. So the boyfriend of murdered Georgia mom Debbie Collier daughter allegedly threatened violence against her entire family last year in a chilling note. So this is probably that video that we saw. It's kind of coming together now in our study session. And was arrested just last month for violating his patrol, which I knew he was already he was arrested like a week or two prior to the mother-in-law, not mother-in-law, his girlfriend's mom, Debbie, died. Thank you, DVS. Appreciate you,
Take
honey.
that to the bank.
So he has threatened the entire family. Little Bo Peep has. He says, if you or your family ever come near me again, I will hurt them. Former amateur MMA fighter. Yes, guys. I forgot to tell you that, Little Bo Peep. He is a fighter. He is a former amateur Gerber bear fighter. No, MMA fighter. I'm just kidding. He is a former amateur MMA fighter. Andrew Gingrich supposedly wrote to Debbie's daughter Amanda in a chilling note obtained by the Post. The handwritten message scrawled in green marker was included in police evidence photos following a May 2021 domestic dispute between Andrew and Amanda, who were living in a home owned by the stepfather, which is Debbie's husband, Steve. Quote, have a nice life, you lying ASS BITCH. Don't ever contact me again, says Andrew. Apparently wrote this in the note before making the threats. According to police documents, Amanda claimed her boyfriend had broken into her home, screamed at her, and attacked her, showing police bruises on her shoulders and arms. A police report reads, quote, in her living room, Bearden, meaning Amanda, showed me a handwritten note left on a notebook. A note was found allegedly written by the boyfriend's daughter. A note was allegedly written by the boyfriend's daughter, Andrew Tyler Gingrich. She advised Gingrich wrote this before he left. Andrew Gingrich, who was an amateur MMA record of 4 wins and 3 loses, but hasn't fought since 2018, according to Tapology, not Tapology, was arrested and hit with various charges, including battery, as a result of the incident. Athens Clarke County Police describes the two of having, quote, a family violence relationship, end quote. Andrew did intentionally cause visible bodily harm to Amanda, to which she had visible bruising to the right arm and shoulder. His May 2021 arrest warrant stated he was also ordered to stay away from Bearden, which is Amanda, who was also arrested and charged at the same time for making a false police report for saying Gingrich had broken into their home when they actually lived together. Her case over this incident is still believed to be ongoing. Excuse me. Now, look at this. Trigger warning, guys. Absolutely red flags all over. Look at this. Now, this breaks my heart because this is one time where I don't believe Debbie, to be honest with you. And it really makes me want to cry. Debbie says she shared images of her eye after a quote fall. Does that look like a fall to you, or does that look like a fist to you? Let's get real. That is not a fall. Mittens. Sorry, my cat. That is not a fall. That is not a fall. And that breaks my heart now. They don't change. You're absolutely right. They don't change. That's a punch. And to be honest with you, if you fall, you're not going to take pictures like this. Women, mainly, I mean, guys get abused too. Let's be truthful. But for the most part, physical abuse, like really real harm, is usually, women. And they usually document this for reasons. And in my opinion, she may have said it was a fall, but she was documenting this for a reason. This is not a fall. And it breaks my heart. She looks just worn out there. She just looks like life is really rough there. You know, the times when life really gets you down and you're just feel like you're at your wit's end, that every person goes through in their life at one point or another. And she just looks exhausted. The police report also quoted a man who identified himself as Bearden's stepfather, who told officers, quote, the violence between Bearden and the boyfriend, so between Amanda and Andrew, was pretty constant over their entire time they have dated, spanning a couple of years, end quote. Despite the order to stay away, Bearden and Gingrich appeared to be still living together in the same house, claiming they moved back from Maryland just 2 days before Debbie disappeared. 2 days before Debbie disappeared, they're saying that they moved back. So if they moved back 2 days before Debbie disappeared, they need money, they're broke, and they're withdrawing. And he's violent. Right? Right? Gingrich told the Post on Thursday he and Bearden had their phones confiscated by police officers after Debbie's death. Good. They interrogated all of us, the people who were closest to Debbie are kind of looked at as suspects right now, he said. However, it is standard police procedure to interview relatives and those who were last to be seen with a person alive following a murder as part of the process of eliminating them from the investigation. Now, here is Andrew Gingrich, the boyfriend to Amanda. Here is a mugshot of him. Neither Bearden or Gingrich have been named a suspect or even a person of interest by the Habersham County Sheriff's Office or GBI, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, who jointly are investigating Debbie's death. Gingrich did not immediately respond to her request for comment about his threatening note on Friday. It was Bearden who initially raised the alarm and reported her mother missing after receiving a haunting Venmo payment from her on September 10th. Debbie wired her daughter $22,385 with a note that said, "They are not going to let me go. Love you." She was found dead in a ravine about 60 miles north of her Athens, Georgia home on September 11th, naked and partially burned, according to police documents. Bearden and Gingrich said they had last seen Debbie the previous day when she had brought them lunch. That was Debbie. She brought him lunch the day before. They have not been named persons of interest. They have not been named suspects by the police. But I am saying that, in my opinion, they are suspects number uno in my book. She brings him lunch the day before she's dead. And if it shows that one or both of them had anything to do with her death, Debbie was so good that potentially she could have been serving the people that murdered her lunch the day before. After May 2021 incident, police records show Bearden and Gingrich have a long, volatile relationship. After the 2021 incident, a first-tracked arraignment was made for him in June 2021, noting it was his second or subsequent arrest for a family violence offense. Second or suspended arrest for a family violent offense, and putting the ban on him contacting Amanda. However, he was charged with violating the order in September 2021 after he went into Amanda's residence and allegedly banged on the door and the windows, demanding to get inside, according to the court document. Now, that is the video that I showed you. The same month, he was arrested for a misdemeanor DUI, having marijuana, not wearing a seatbelt, not having required tag lights, and reckless driving. He pled guilty, not having the required tag lights and reckless driving, and the rest of the charges were dismissed. Gingrich pled guilty in January to a domestic violence counts against him and was sentenced to 12 months probation. He was then arrested again for violating his parole August 26th and ordered to serve 6 days of jail and to show proof he had entered a substance abuse treatment program within 20 days. This is where Debbie's body was found. This is where her van was parked, and just right off the path here, they found a tarp and a red tote bag. And then over a ravine here, they found Miss Debbie, and this was her final resting place. Uprooted tree where Debbie Collier may have been burned. You see that blue? It looks like a blue glove to me.
You can take that to the bank.
Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Justin. I love how you called this a study session, trying to catch up on. Yeah, I mean, so it's sometimes it's good to learn together. We can just kind of chill. I like to chill. Thank you so much. Teddy bear and flowers left at the murder scene. It is not immediately clear if he served the jail time or entered treatment. Bearden also has a string of prior arrests, including incidents where he had argued with other boyfriends. Bearden also has a string of prior arrests, including incidents where she had argued with other boyfriends. In 2012, a fight with her boyfriend resulted in an arrest for battery, but she pled guilty to a lesser charge of disorderly conduct in November 2012, earning her 12 months probation in order to take anger management courses and to have no contact with the boyfriend. In 2013, Bearden, then 27, broke probation after she, quote, attempted to provide a fraudulent sample to a drug test lab and was sentenced to 30 days in a local jail. It is unclear how much time she spent in confinement. Police say they have categorized Debbie's death as a homicide and have ruled out both kidnapping and suicide. So, they are saying she didn't kill herself and she was not kidnapped. So, to me, that says a lot. If you're not kidnapped, if you didn't do this to yourself, right? And you weren't kidnapped by someone, that means you was with someone on your own accord, right? Like a family member or someone you know, right? To me, they're saying it right there. She didn't do this to herself, and she wasn't kidnapped. To me, that's big. That's very big. Let's see. What else do we got? Debbie Collier murder. Georgia investigates executed search warrants at daughter's house. Documents revealed. Okay, so this is by Fox. Let's see what they have to say. We're going to listen to this article.
Debbie Collier murder. Georgia investigators executed search warrant at daughter's house, document reveals. Andrew Giger, the boyfriend of Debbie Collier's daughter Amanda Bearden, had his probation revoked and was ordered to show proof of substance abuse treatment last week. Exclusive Georgia authorities served a search warrant at the home of murdered office manager Debbie Collier's daughter days after finding Collier's burned body down an embankment alongside a rural highway, documents reveal. Police logs obtained by Fox News Digital show it was one of several warrants served in connection with the investigation, but authorities have revealed few details and declined to release copies of the warrants, citing the active investigation. The Habersham County Sheriff's Office has not publicly named any persons of interest or suspects in the case. The department's public information officer did not respond to requests or comment on Friday, and it's unclear what investigators found at the home, if anything. Collier's husband, Stephen Collier, and daughter, 36-year-old Amanda Bearden, reported her mother missing on September 10th after police said she sent her daughter a payment of $2,385 over the Venmo app with a cryptic message reading, "They are not going to let me go love you. There is a key to the house in the blue flower pot by the door." On September 11th, investigators found her dead down an embankment 60 miles away. Bearden has a long record of incidents in Georgia, stretching back more than a decade, and has been accused of making false claims to police and is both the victim and alleged aggressor in domestic violence calls. The cases involve a string of different men stretching back to at least 2008. In May, she was charged with filing a false report of a crime in connection with an incident involving Gigerich, who was charged and later pleaded guilty to criminal trespass, battery, and property damage, court records show. Bearden's live-in boyfriend Andrew Gigerich has a history of domestic violence charges. He was jailed for 6 days last week, beginning on September 16th, on a probation violation and ordered to show proof of substance abuse treatment within 20 days, court records show. He has since been released and was spotted back at the home on Friday. Gigerich was arrested in June for an active warrant after police responded to Bearden's home for a domestic violence call. 3 months later, police arrested him again for violating an order of protection, beating on her door, and disorderly conduct. Records on the Clark County Court website show that this year alone Gigerich pleaded guilty to driving under the influence of drugs, and just last week was sent to jail for 6 days. He has active cases pending and in January pleaded guilty to 6 counts in connection with the June 2021 attack on Bearden, for which he was placed on probation. The New York Post reported earlier this week that the night before Collier went missing, a neighbor heard shouting and screaming coming from her home. The neighbor told the paper that the commotion involved a younger woman and that somebody comes up to visit on the weekends and in the evenings, and there's loud screaming and fighting. After the Athens, Clark County Police Department received a missing person report for Collier on September 10th. The neighboring police agency in Habersham located Collier's rental vehicle alongside Georgia Route 15 via Sirius XM satellite radio. Local authorities searched the area with a canine and found Collier dead at the bottom of an embankment, stripped naked with charring on her abdomen. They found her on her back, clutching at a small tree with her right hand. Investigators on a Wednesday evening revealed that they have no evidence to suspect her death involved either a kidnapping or suicide. Anyone with information on Collier's case is asked to contact Habersham Sheriff's investigators Cale Garrison or George Casson at 706-839-0559 or 706-839-0560, respectively.
Okay, so that's another interesting that I forgot about. Before she went missing, they said that on the weekends there was a younger female that would visit the home. Now, who was this female? Now, Debbie and her husband, they kept to themselves. They didn't socialize with the neighbors a lot or anything. So the neighbors didn't really know who the female was. Was it her daughter? Could have been. Particularly when you're, a kid or anybody is on drugs, they want to come to your house a lot because they need money. They want money for their habit. Right? But we don't know exactly who, could it been could Steve, the husband, he have had an open affair or what? I mean, why would there be a younger woman coming there on the weekends and you would hear yelling? To me, it sounds like the daughter. To me, it does, personally. But that's just me. This is their home in Athens, Georgia. I just don't like him. I just don't. I mean, he's just not a good person, right? There's a little bit of a timeline that the Sun did, which I think it's important with the most recent developments. And let's see here. Just let me share this. Okay. Let's see here. The dark past of Amanda Bearden continued. Okay, we know that. Okay, the dark past. So she has a criminal history dating back to more than 10 years, is one of the individuals they are looked at in the relation to her death. She was engaged in countless instances of domestic violence throughout the years and with numerous ex-boyfriends. After a fight with her then boyfriend, Andrew Gingrich, she was charged with 2021 with falsely reporting a crime, so we know that part. A lot of times people, when they are addicted to something, they will get with someone not because they want a relationship or because they're interested in them. They get with them because it is convenient for their drug habit. So yes, Debbie, she did work in a real estate as an office manager, 59 years old. Okay. This is today, 1800 hours. Investigators are interviewing people closest to Debbie. Law enforcement claimed on September 21st that they were gathering information to identify persons of interest. They did not specify who the investigators had spoken to, per Georgia Law News. Today at 17:30, Collier daughter started screaming when car was found. Okay, we know that. I said that in the beginning. Investigators found a rental car off the shoot off the road. Sirius XM. Okay. Debbie's car seen in Habersham. According to the incident report of the Habersham County Sheriff's Office on September 10th around 5 p.m., the Talia Falls Police Department officer noticed Debbie Collier's rental Chrysler Pacifica on the side of Georgia Highway 15. The policeman claimed that the driving to the location was standard. Since Debbie Collier's family was unable to give Athens police information about the make and the registration number of the car, it's possible that the officer was unaware that the vehicle was the focus of a missing persons inquiry. nowhere to be found prior to discovery. Although Debbie's family was unaware that the rental car's model year or tag number, the police officer reported Debbie's missing to the Georgia Crime Information Center. According to Haberman's County Incident Report, Athens police also tried to ping her cell phone. Okay. Unsettling information about Georgia's slain mother. According to the Athens County Police Department missing person report, came in at September 10th at 6:08 p.m. after officers met Stephen Collier on Rocky Drive on Georgia Highway 441. The community is close to Athens' northern city borders. She was last seen about 27 hours prior, and Amanda and Steve Collier provided police with a report on the occurrences as well as Venmo payments on the Chrysler Pacifica. The information, the police that Debbie leaving silently was unusual for her. They informed the police that Debbie leaving silently was unusual for her. What does that mean? They informed the police that Debbie leaving silently was unusual. Do they mean, that she just wouldn't leave silently? Like she would be a chatty Cathy, like leaving like, I'm gonna throw your shit out. That kind of stuff? Is that what she means? Stephen Collier sees wife's car. On September 10th, Saturday, Stephen Collier told an officer he saw the car she was driving in the driveway at home. Though the police report does not say when he left for work. In the Athens police report, Stephen Collier said that Debbie, quote, should have been home, end quote. The last time he saw his wife was around 9 p.m. on September 9th before retiring to bed. Collier says mother was a vibrant and strong soul. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. Where was that? If anybody wants to call in, talk about your opinion, 307-228-4906. We will take your call if you want to call in. I don't know. To me, this is, in my opinion, it's going to be solved very soon. Very soon, in my opinion. I think shouldn't take too much longer. Okay, so we got the incident report here. Maybe. Oh, damn it. Here. Let's look at this incident report. Yes, the number is scrolling at the bottom of the screen, 307-228-4906. Okay, y'all can't see that. I'm going to save it. Perfect. Download this. 1 second, I have a child coming. Hello there. We have a call. 662. How are you doing?
Hey, it's Camille. I'm good.
Camille.
How much did she? What was the Venmo amount?
The Venmo amount was. Give me a second. Let me find it.
Okay.
The exact amount. It was $2,385.
And we have no idea what it was for, or I mean, it just sounds like a big amount to.
It seems like a big amount for someone to just send over and saying, hey, they're not going to let me go. Listen, if I am on my way out, and there's someone right there, I'm not going to say, hold on, let me just get my Venmo real quick. Let me just transfer this. Let me just get this,
Right.
it's just,
I'm not, I have a feeling, or I don't know, something. I feel like it, or it's very suspect. What all the daughter, with her domestic violence and all, all that's been going on with her, and then the boyfriend. But I wonder if the daughter kind of coordinated, and the boyfriend had maybe a MMA notorious,
Yeah.
not so upstanding friend that stepped in and helped, saying, "Hey, my girlfriend's going to get a big payout.
Good point.
If her mom's no longer around, and if you'll help me, then I'll award you."
Good point.
I don't know. This is one that's just, I mean, like your mind's going every direction.
Sure. Yes. Willow, no. She went missing on anywhere from like September 10th to September 11th. So,
Yeah, my gosh, and that's not a long, I mean, that's not a big window. So it seems like if there were plans made, they had to be pretty tight.
oh yeah.
So it seems to be allegedly definitely a planned some kind of, situation that was carried out. I would
Yes.
be very, very interested to know what comes up.
And well, just Dawn in the chat, she says, and why type where the house key is in the memo area? Makes zero sense.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, A, that's her daughter. She should know. You would think she would know. And B, the husband lives there. He knows where the freaking key is.
Right.
But
exactly.
Something. They probably knew where the key was too, but it was a way for them to be able to get into that house and say, oh, well, we was in this house, for whatever reason. That's the only thing I can think of.
Gosh, this one's blowing my mind.
Yeah. It's one of those,
I know exactly. All right. Well, yeah, I just couldn't. I came in late. I had a sinus headache, and I was gonna see what I thought it was a large amount on the Venmo, just I mean, if I have to ask my mom, it's usually, can I borrow $20?
Exactly.
2,000 and
Yes.
such.
Which Debbie, she gives her daughter, little amounts all the time,
Yeah.
but they were on drugs. So,
Right.
what's going on here?
Yeah, and I just feel like the boyfriend had a friend that was probably on, those probably little gang that ran together that were all on the same team, and that's how it's so easy to get somebody involved, too.
Yes. Yes. There's an article that they are saying that I'll show you guys. They're saying it's oh, I see. Hold on. Let me find it here. They're saying that it's comparable with Gabby Petito's mystery deepens as Debbie Collier reveals chilling clue with eerie similarity to Gabby Petito before her death. So we'll read that.
Okay, so with Brian only being charged with, or, you know, the laundering of the money, or, you know, having the card, not having the card he wasn't allowed or authorized to use.
No,
You know, is that, or?
no, I think here we're gonna read it. So I'll let you go, Camille, and we'll do
Okay.
this article, okay, honey? Thank you so much
All
for
right.
calling. I appreciate it.
Okay. Talk
Love
to
you,
later.
honey. All right. Bye-bye. All right. Thank you, Camille, for calling in. Let's let me find that damn. Okay, here it is. This has been an interesting article. All right. By Mag's News, credit goes to them. Mr. Deepens as Debbie Collier reveals, quote, chilling clue with eerie similarities to Gabby Petito before her death. "403. Hello?
Hi, is this Justin?
This is?
Hey, Justin. I was just calling about the Debbie Collier murder,
Sure.
and I was reading how it's similar to, or they're saying that there's chilling proof that it's similarly eerie to Gabby Petito.
Uh-huh.
To me, I don't know, to me that, in my mind, makes me think it's maybe the boyfriend who's involved somehow.
It's
It
possible.
seems like
So,
it seems like it's really homebound close
yes.
that this evil is being perpetrated from.
So the day before Debbie died, she shared on her Facebook the National Domestic Abuse Hotline,
Right.
which is interesting.
Yeah, it's like a cry, it sounds like silently crying for help.
Yes. Yes.
That, you know, that's like, that's just how I feel.
Yeah.
And, you know, just listening to you, I love your reporting. You are so awesome.
Oh, thank you. You're very kind.
I just can't say good enough about you, and I love your love saying at the beginning of all your live streams. And you're just the best.
You're very kind. Thank you so much. Quotes is something that I need personally. I hang on to them really tight, specific ones, and that's one of my favorites. So
That's good. Well, it was a beautiful one, and thank you for sharing it with us.
of
And
course.
thank you for your time, Justin.
Awesome. Thank you so much for calling in. Please call back, okay?
It was a pleasure talking to you.
Pleasure
And
talking
you
to you.
take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Okay. Bye-bye.
It's very sweet. Very sweet. Thank you. Let's see what this article says. A mom who was found in the ravine. Okay, Debbie Collier, 59, no, Georgia. Facebook, Debbie Collier was found, okay, charred and clutching to a tree. AP Sleuth suggests Gabby Petito had used a hand signal to cry for help before her death. Okay. Fox News, the hand signals, okay. The victim put the palm outwards, tucked their thumb in, and closed 4 fingers over it. In November 2020, Debbie reshared a Facebook post about helping domestic violence survivors. From 2015, saw 2 women pictured with a black dot on the palm of their hand. It read, "The black dot on the hand lets professionals know you're a really vulnerable domestic violence survivor and that you need help but can't ask because your abuser is watching your every move." In just 24 hours, the campaign had reached over 6,000 people worldwide and has already helped 6 women. Please spread the campaign and post the pictures of your hand and the black dot to show your support to all survivors in the domestic violence. The hand signals meaning is similar to the one sleuth suggests Gabby Petito was crying shortly before her death. Okay. So, okay, we know about the Brian Laundrie stuff. Neighbors revealed that they heard a commotion from her home the night before she vanished. Do you guys think it's possible that the night before Amanda and Andrew asked Debbie or Steve for money, like a significant amount of money, and they said no because you're stuck on drugs or for whatever reason they didn't have the money or whatever, and then the next day, let's say allegedly, Andrew, Amanda killed her. I do not believe she's in the Venmo or stuff that at all. That's just too strange, and she didn't have a phone or just didn't have it with her. See, I think she had the. I don't think she sent the Venmo per se, but I think the phone was with her or within. Thank you, CK. Good to see you. Was with her at some point. You know what I mean? Let's see, what else do we got? Okay, if anybody else wants to call in, you're welcome to. It is 307-228-4906. I have, let me look at the, look at this, what Debbie posted on her Facebook. She clearly loved her daughter. This was January 18, 2014. Please pray for my heartbroken daughter, Amanda Bearden. She needs all the prayers right now. Please pray God gives her everything she needs to help her with the loss of Tyler. I love you, Amanda. So let me not show this. Sorry. Let's see what else we got. I want to. Okay, I think we got a surveillance video here. Potentially. Why the hell is it not? Copy. Paste. I want to see the surveillance video. Is that a video? You know, you kind of... Someone had to be in that van. You can't just go 9 minutes and then that $2,000 Venmo is sent. You just can't do it. You just can't do it. Okay. Oh. I got to show you this before I go. I got to show you this one thing. Here it is. Here's the Habersham County incident report. So, incident date 9/11/2022. They put 12/20. Let's see here. Deborah Todd Collier, white female, age 59, 1963, public copy, redacted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 witnesses. Required data files. Investigations indicates that the incident was drug related. If yes, indicate the type of drugs used by the offender. It says yes. And then it says unknown in her system. Will it read this for me? Please read it for me. Hold on. It's not going to read it for me. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. I'll just read it. Where'd it go? What'd I do with it? Two seconds. Okay. On Saturday, September 11th at approximately 12:28, Sergeant Ethan Neal was notified at the Habersham County 911 dispatch that a caller from Sirius XM service had been pinging a vehicle per the request of Athens Clarke County Police Department in reference to attempting to locate a missing person. The caller from Sirius XM dispatch that they had been attempting to locate the vehicle and believed it had stopped or had been pulled over in the area of Georgia 15 northbound in the area of Victory Home Lane, Clarksville, Georgia. The vehicle was identified as a 2022 Chrysler Pacifica, black in color, bearing Georgia tag CMQ9309. The missing person was identified as Deborah Todd Collier, date of birth 9/2/63. Sergeant Neal requested Officer Dakota Foster from the Talia Falls PD to be en route to the area to attempt to make contact. A shorter time later, Sergeant Neal was notified by Foster that he was located the vehicle. Sergeant Neal responded to the scene. While en route, Sergeant Neal contacted the Athens Clarke County Department and spoke with Sergeant Johnson. Johnson advised Sergeant Neal the circumstances of the missing person incident and informed him that they had been attempted to ping Collier's cell phone throughout the night. Johnson also advised Sergeant Neal that the last communication from Collier was with her daughter. He advised that Collier had used Venmo to send approximately $2,300 to the daughter with the message that stated something to the effect of, "They won't let me go. There is a key underneath the flower pot. Until Sergeant Neal's arrival, he observed the vehicle parked uh, in what appeared to be a pull-off that leads to an old logging road directly off Georgia 15 northbound prior to Victory Home Lane. Sergeant Neal was notified by Foster that he had observed the vehicle in the same spot at approximately 1700 hours on 9/10/22. All right, guys, I'm confused. How was that car there the day before? But informed Sergeant Neal that the vehicles routinely pull in the area. Foster had also advised Sergeant Neal that the vehicle was unlocked and was unoccupied. Foster also stated that he had walked into the wood line a short distance to see if he could immediately locate Collier, but was unable to do so. Sergeant Neal requested Lee Ardale, Correctional Institute K9, to be en route to the scene. Sergeant Neal also requested Georgia State Patrol Aviation, GSP Aviation, to be en route. A short time later, dispatch informed Sergeant Neal that LACI was unable to respond due to unavailability of a K9 and was advised that GSP Aviation would be en route. Sergeant Neal requested Deputy Blake Foster to be en route to attempt to locate Collier. While on scene awaiting the arrival of Forrester, Collier's daughter, Amanda, had arrived on scene in a hysterical state. Amanda began screaming at the vehicle belonging to her mother. Amanda was notified by the Athens County PD that the vehicle was being pinged by SiriusXM and provided her with the approximate location of the latest ping. Sergeant Neal and Foster spoke briefly with Amanda, asking general questions in reference to Collier's mental health state and briefly asked about her medical history. Amanda advised that Sergeant Neal and Foster that her mother did not have any history of any mental health issues and denied any S tendencies. She also stated that her mother had a bad back and couldn't have walked far. While speaking with Amanda, Forrester arrived on scene. Sergeant Neal briefed Forrester on the incident and requested that he deploy the K9 to attempt to locate Collier. Forrester deployed the K9 and began searching for Collier, accompanied by Sergeant Neal and Foster. During the track, Sergeant Neal allowed Forrester to stay approximately 25 to 30 feet ahead of him while he and Foster scanned the wooded area of any sign of Collier. As Forrester proceeded southeast through the woods, Forrester called out to Sergeant Neal that he had located an item. Sergeant Neal and Foster quickly approached Forrester. Sergeant Neal observed a red tote bag and on its side near an uprooted tree. To the root ball of the tree, Sergeant Neal observed what appeared to be the remains of a fire. As Sergeant Neal approached the fire, he looked further down the embankment. Sergeant Neal observed what appeared to be a partially burnt blue-in tarp. He also looked further down the embankment from the tarp. He observed a nude female laying on her back, grasping a small tree on her right hand. Sergeant Neal approached the female, in immediately observing her to be obviously deceased and identifying her as Collier. Sergeant Neal observed Collier's remains to be apparently burned with what appeared to be charring to her abdomen. Sergeant Neal instructed Forster to hold the immediate area while he returned to his patrol to make the appropriate calls for assistance and to establish a crime scene. Sergeant Neal returned to his parole vehicle, establishing a crime scene tape around the immediate area of the vehicle, and began a crime scene log at approximately 1500, 6 hours at the time. Corporal Andrea Townsend arrived on the scene and took over maintenance of the crime scene log of the duration of the incident. Sergeant Neal contacted Habersham County Sheriff Officer Criminal Investigation Division investigator George Casson, and requested his response to the scene. Sergeant Neal also requested that the State Fire Marshal Office agent Brian Smith be en route to the scene. A short time later, Kaysen, along with investigator Cale Garrison and crime scene technician Kaylin Neal arrived on the scene. The scene was turned over to Carlson Garrison and CST Neal or Sergeant Neal. Sergeant Neal requested next list wrecker, RJ's wrecker, to be en route to remove the vehicle. Upon completion of the initial investigation of the scene, Collier's remains were collected by Coroner Kenneth Franklin, and with assistance of the Habersham County Fire and EMS personnel, RJ's wrecker service removed the vehicle. Sergeant Neal followed RJ's wrecker service for the scene to the Habersham County Sheriff's Office, where the vehicle was placed into evidence. Sergeant Neal returned to service. End of report. Shit. Yeah. I wonder if they burned the phone. Like, if you burned a phone, could they still get evidence off of it? I don't know. Someone posted she was wearing pants. She couldn't have been wearing. I mean, if they said she was completely nude, she can't be wearing pants. Jackie, you have sick humor like I do. Funny, not funny. Yeah, it's really sad. It really is. It really is. Oh my God, these people. What's the world coming to, guys? Jackie. That is a good forensic question. I would think that is one time where it cannot be fixed by fire. I don't think you could fix that. Water, yeah. You can work with water. Fire destroys it all. Destroys it all. God, it's only 8:30. Jesus to goodness. It's been a long day, guys. It has been such a long day. I feel so bad. My kids have to. Yeah, I know, Megan, but you know what? Let's teach our kids to be better human beings and to be accountable for the decisions that they do make. Smash it with a hammer? Yes, that's true. I hate to see what it's going to be like when my kids are grown. I know. We're going to, I don't know, like with every generation, everyone thinks like our parents, they thought, oh Lord, but let me tell you something. I was at the gas station today. I was at a gas station today. I mean, I had the Tesla. So I was stopping to get a fountain drink. And there was two cash registers, and the guy next to him, he's like, I need a refund because I don't know how to pump gas in this car. He's like, I don't know what to do. I just need a refund. And I'm like, oh, we're fucked. He's like, I really don't know how to pump the gas. I'm like, are you kidding me? You don't know how to pump gas. I mean, I don't think he was used to the car. I mean, it was like a old BMW. Who do you think who killed Debbie? I think it was the daughter and her boyfriend, Andrew. In my opinion, maybe the daughter didn't have anything to do with it, but I think she knows because there was an argument the night before. Some states still pump gas for you. Yes, I believe it's New Jersey. I always look like an idiot when I start driving through New Jersey. I'm like getting out. They're like, no, wait, we'll pump it. You can't pump it. Yeah, they refund the gas because like I was late almost getting to school, or I would have like helped him pump the gas. I would have been like, come here, buddy, let me show you. But I was like legit an hour away from my kid's school, and I had like 50 minutes to be there. So I had to cut 10 minutes down, which means I had to go at a lightning speed. Um, oh no. Hey, I love Jersey. My thoughts about it is I think this is going to be solved very soon. I think so. But when it comes to Kylie Rodney, I think there should be something soon too. I really feel. Well, I mean, hell, Kelly, everywhere used to be almost full. You could get, they would wash your windows, The seats go to the floor easy and so much room. You have one, Devious? Because I remember he was talking about it or something like earlier about you could show me. Reckon where was the purse? Is that it was either burned, throne somewhere. It's true, Tracy. That's true. I don't know how to pump gas until I was 30 and moved to in my really Jersey. Well, but you're from Jersey. Devious, aren't those don't the vans don't the seats actually go in the floor? Is that correct? There's a damn fly annoying me. Okay. Thank you, Mama. All right, guys. Well, all the way to the floor. I thought they went to the floor. I I love to I love to watch like car reviews and stuff. So there's not very many cars like I have not ever seen a review of. So thank you to whomever gifted me a long membership. That was very sweet of you. Yay, Nene. Nene, we will be here tomorrow talking about Havana syndrome, something that's going on with our government officials, domestic or abroad, who is getting very weird symptoms, and sometimes it can be permanent. It's very interesting, in my opinion. I like this kind of stuff. I'm going to try it, see if it works. If you guys like this kind of stuff, if you do, I will be doing more on this kind of stuff and dropping videos about it too. So hopefully you guys can make it. Thank you, Nene. I appreciate it. And tomorrow is a members only live. I have to do something for my members. They're so you guys are so good to me. Every one of you, members or no members, you guys are all good to me, and I appreciate it. But I really do have to get my members something. So I love you all. I appreciate you all. God bless each and every single one of you. And I will see you tomorrow. If anything breaks in this case at any hour, I will be live and we will see. I'm going to try to go live 2 times tomorrow. I'm going to try to go live 2 times tomorrow. I'm going to try to start going live a little bit more rather than like every other day. So we're going to try. We'll give it a whirl. Love you all. God bless each and every one of you. Good night.